Okay, what I want to talk to you guys about is a guy by the name of Anthony Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain is this world-renowned chef who had a show known as No Reservations, and also had a show called The Layover. And I have to say, man, Anthony Bourdain is is a disgrace to the cooking community, and here's why. Because for one, because to be honest with you, to start off, Anthony Bourdain is someone who claims that he's someone who cares about good quality food, but at the same time himself, who he is, but at the same time he makes some of the, like I remember for an episode when he visited Venice in Italy, he said that the food, I mean that he said that that the locals there like to recommend the place that offered a bad quality food, while he offered a place while they kept the good quality places to himself, and he, you know, and I guess you get the memo that he was trying to say, he makes their best recommendations. And just in general, he said that he's not the snobbish, in some cases he said that he's not the snobbish person that he claims to be. He's not like these other chefs who charge you for who charge you too much money for over expensive food and offers good quality. But I have to say, man, he sucks. Because I remember a couple years ago, I visited this place known as Bacchus Roti Shop, a place for the layover, when he was visiting Toronto, that he went to. And I have to say, the layover, the place Bacchus Roti Shop was just a waste of time. Because the thing is, I know people might say, well, maybe it was like that to you because the taste wasn't to your unique taste style. But at the same time, which I believe personally, that's not, but at the same time, it wasn't a taste. It tasted like every other roti shop, and that's kind of what I was expecting and what I wanted. But the problem I had is that the food there, the level of flavor was so average. It was just a waste of time. For one, this is in the West End in Toronto. Okay, this is a part of Toronto. This is a part of Toronto where they sell good quality. That has a lot of traffic, and it takes quite some time to get there. And just in general, it's a part of Toronto that's known for having a lot of traffic. And also, another thing is that the food there, the size of it was about a medium roti for the other places, okay? And the thing, for the other places, and it was more expensive than other roti places like I Love Roti, Drew Patties, and the places offered bigger rotis, and the level of flavor, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit more flavorful than the other places, but at the same time, it wasn't really anything special. It wasn't anything special, really. And to be honest with you, that's a problem. And it's not, and he's not the first one, and people might say, how does this prove Anthony Bourdain sucks? But because the thing is that it's more than that, okay? I've looked up the reviews. He reviewed this place called Poutini that was also in Toronto. The reviews there weren't really that great. Last time I checked, he reviewed this place in Chicago. In Chicago, I know about Chicago. I know some things about Chicago, and Chicago is a part of America, and this is not just based off of, this is not really just based off of stereotypes, but Chicago is known for having good quality food. It's not just it's not just the Chicago deep dish pizza. It's just a place that's known for having good quality food, food that's rich in flavor. And just in general, man, Anthony Bourdain, and the place he recommended in Chicago. At least I visited one of them, the place that had the most celebrities like Roger and Ebert and some other high profile people from the area. The reviews there weren't that great either. And I have to say, man, you know, like to be honest with you, what exactly is he supposed to be doing? Okay, because the thing is about Anthony Bourdain is that Anthony Bourdain, he is a so-called food guru. Okay, he's a world-renowned chef. People across the world, millions of people across the world know who he is. Isn't he supposed to offer? Isn't he supposed to offer the best quality places to go to? Because to be honest with you, from what I've seen, you know, all the places he offers, the food there is just mediocre. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, if I'm visiting Chicago or happen to be in the area, of course the main reason is not just for food, of course not. But if I'm visiting those areas, you know, and this is a guy, you know, and I've done research, and and this is supposed to be somebody who offers, you know, and this is supposed to be a place that not only the style of the taste is to my liking, you know, maybe, for example, just to give an example, maybe some people like dark meat, some people like white meat food, and the flavor is not that great, and the flavor is not, and I like white meat, and I pick white meat, and flavor is mediocre, then what's the point of it? Because to be honest with you, man, people might simply say, well, I hope you know that you're paying for a brand name. And I'm just like, get out of here, man. You know, because to be honest with you, that goes against what he claims to be. He claims to be someone who's for the people, who offers the best quality food for the cheapest price, you know. So, you know, offers good quality food for the cheapest price. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I wanted to go to a place to, you know, to pay for a brand name, I would just go to a fancy restaurant. There's a bunch of them around. You know, because when people eat at those types of places, they're not paying for brand names to impress people. They're paying for good quality food. And to be honest with you, man, you know, because it just brings up the point, what really is the point of Anthony Bourdain's show? Like, he visits all these places, he spends a lot of the time talking about the history of the place, and how it's linked with food. But at the same time, you'd at least imagine he would at least, you know, but at the same time, if he just wants to go to a place just to talk about history, the history of a place, you know, he could just simply be a regular backpacker, a regular travel guide on the, you know, on TV. They have a bunch of those kinds of people anyway. Because obviously, if you're going to talk about food, you know, and you're not offering the best quality places, then it's just wasting a lot of people's time. Like, imagine, like, and it also reminds me of this other guy by the name of, who had a place called, you know, a place that I visited that was featured on You Gotta Eat Here. That place also sucked, but that's for another video. And that's simply the truth about Anthony Bourdain. About Anthony Bourdain is that this is why I hate living in a crooked world, because you can't tell me in a city that have millions of people, that probably have thousands of restaurants, you can't find a single restaurant that is at least, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Of course, it would be best if it tasted perfect, because these are supposed to be the best of the best. At least that's what they claim. But you can't tell me there can't be a good quality place. Imagine there can't be a place that offers some real decent food in terms of flavor. Like, honestly, man, imagine being able to go to Britain and having the best quality fish and chips. Imagine being able to go to South Korea and having the best kimchi, if you like it. all of that sort of stuff to help get a feeling of where you are. And I have to say, if that's what you're looking for, then this is not the person who you want to take advice from. And that's all I have to say.